Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships, and today I am once again showing off the Tier 7 Premium British battleship, the Nelson. Now please do not click away or rub your eyes in disbelief as I'm showing it off once again, but I did release a video a few days ago on the Nelson, and the battle was, it was not bad, don't get me wrong. It was a good damage dealing game. It did show a lot of things about it. But there was one thing that I found quite lacking in that game, and that is the fact that I really did not take that much damage. I did not show the downsides of her armor, and I want to go back and rectify that situation where you didn't actually see how she dealt with other ships shooting at her. So I'm actually going to show off a game, which was a good game, don't get me wrong, but this will actually show off her armor, how she is kind of considered a zombie battleship. She can come back from the dead. I should go ahead and show off the teams. We are playing on Haven. We have a Hiru, Nelson, Nagato, two Nagatos, Bayern, Texas, Galanta, Miyoko, Gali, Graspe, and two Mahans and the enemy team. There is a Hiru, Nelson, Gneisenau, Nagato, Warspite, Congo, Pensacola, Belfast, Cleveland, two Sims, and a Minikaze. And as you can see, there are quite a few battleships on both sides of the teams, and this is where kind of the really downside of the British battleships is the fact that they can't really seem, or better yet, the Nelson has issues with a much larger caliber game. I'm gonna quickly also probably closer at the end of the game show off what to do when you're dealing with tier 9 battleships. So against destroyers, I found AP's not too bad. You do sometimes get that full penetration value due to the fact that it is the shorter fuse on the British battleships, similar to the British cruisers. And trying to help out, as you can see, the entire enemy destroyer force is over at A, and there we go, we got one penetration, not too bad. Now there is a enemy CV, and I will have to point out the Nelson's AA guns are quite terrible, honestly. I had one battle where I had a Hiryu's planes just flying right above me, and that was after the fact that I killed him. I shot down 3 planes, and those were just planes just hovering. So yeah, AA is quite terrible. I think if you spec it to like basics firing training, you might improve it just a little bit, but even that, quite terrible. As you can see, there's the enemy Minikaze, and I have to say, I recently got the Jack Dunkirk's artillery expert, where it allows the guns to turn a little bit faster, and it's such a huge difference. This is a battle without that, and they turn incredibly slow. Now there's one other thing I forgot to mention. I was planning on mentioning it in the previous video, and that Cleveland's wow, he got nailed. But the Jack Dunkirk, good lord, the Nelson has a similar deceleration rate of the British cruisers. It does take her a very long time to slow down. I've had instances where I just glide out. I was like, oh, okay, I thought I'd slow down a little bit more, and I'm wanting to test out whether or not it's the same for the other tier 7 battleships, or if it's just the Nelson. I might go back in the training room, see if I can get someone to join me if they do have a tier 7 and test this out, because I'm actually kind of curious. Shots on the Belfast, and there we go, goes down. Very, very nice. And Gneisenau guns fortunately did not do a lot of damage to us, and that's actually really, really nice. One beneficial thing is obviously the Gneisenau's guns, well, their calibers are a little bit smaller than, say, other ships such as the Nagato or Colorado. Shots off on the enemy Congo. Let's see if we can get lucky. Now, there is one ship you probably should keep an eye out, and that is the enemy Warspite. We'll be seeing him in a little bit. But here, I guess, is a good instance of enemy planes flying overhead. As you can see, they are well within our AA guns. And once again, the Nelson's AA guns are quite lousy. quite lousy. But right now, I'm just currently focused on trying to take out these destroyers. There is the enemy Minakaze, who is being extremely ballsy and is trying to push out. Got a good hit. Of course, we leave him on 411 points of health, which is just absolutely annoying. But at least he's very low in health, should be quickly taken out, at least I would hope, especially with Atlanta firing at him. Enemy Minakaze is just gunning for the Bayern. I think, fortunately, we're almost outside his torpedo range. Shots off on the Minakaze, and that dispersion. Well, they did say that the Nelson had really good dispersion, but I'm kind of failing to see it sometimes. But the Hiryu does take him out, and as you can see, we just took a hit, I believe, from the either the Warspy or the Nagato. I can't actually quite tell. But you can see the armor is kind of lackluster at times. It can bounce, and you would assume that she would be good kind of going bow in, and oh my word, what am I doing right now? I'm like switching the camera all the way around. Now this is one thing I probably should not have done, is healed, because you can get about 20,000, maybe 25,000 points of health back, and honestly, look at that. 7 seconds of heal is just going to waste. Probably should have just held off, because that heal is a godsend. And going back to what you would assume, going bow in is not particularly beneficial. Fortunately, we're able to ricochet most of the Nagato's shells there. Got a good hit on him, about 12,000. That's only 3 penetrating shells right there, so you can kind of see why I like the Nelson, especially these short fuse AP rounds that the Nelson does have. So overall, not too bad. I really do like the AP, but I have noticed it is difficult to citadel another battleship. Usually you have to be very close. I have done it against a Nelson bow in, and this enemy Nelson is currently backing up. Let's see. Shots off. Can we get a citadel? That would be lovely. 16,000. I will take 16,000 points of damage. Definitely will take that. So, on how to play her, I would have to say she's gonna have to be played more sneaky, I guess you could say. She's definitely not one that you want to charge in with, essentially due to the fact that her armor just does not allow it, especially against higher tier battleships or even those of the same tier. And yeah, I was hoping to get some hits there, but I think that Nelson should go down. We do have a Texas that is actually being very ballsy. Texas, I've never actually played the Texas. Actually, I haven't played the New York in quite a while, so it's been a while since I played that. So, but once again, one thing I really do like about the Nelson is her low detectability, 12.8. That's so nice. It's very well needed, because as you can see, we're not being spotted by the enemy Nagato. He's turning his guns away, so went ahead and opened up. But as you can see, there are 3 battleships on the western side of this map. And look at that, 22,000 points of damage. No citadel, just 5 penetrating shots and a few overpens, and we got 25k or 22k. Good lord, I can actually pay attention. Good lord. Anyways, so here we're gonna have a slight issue. We have a enemy Warspy and a enemy Gneiss now, and fortunately for us, do go out of detection. But let's see, how much I've noticed against German battleships, it's kind of lackluster. Sometimes I'll have good shots, but other times not so much. Not so much at all, but especially against Colorado's, I can get easily 15, 25k just penetrating shots. So that's actually a really nice thing about the Nelson, is against at least USN, especially the Colorado, like I said, especially against that Colorado, you can get those nice big damage dealing. But with whatever reason, I seem to have lackluster penetrating shots against any German battleships. So fortunately, we have just lost our Atlanta, who was probably being a little too brave. A little too brave. There is a enemy Warspite that is fairly full health, and he and myself, we're gonna have a showdown. This is gonna be fun. I am taking my time. Gonna have to try to be careful because Warspite's guns are fairly accurate. They have been buffed. The turning rate on the guns have been definitely increased. And here I'm in between a rock and a hard place, and quite literally, I want to get behind this rock. I gotta be careful of that Nagata. I'm showing a lot of broadside. There we go. Speak of the devil, there is a citadel on the Nagata. Very nice. Like I said, it's not very often that you actually get citadels on battleships. That's actually super nice. So right now I'm gonna quickly try to get behind this rock, and I think if I aim a little bit further ahead, probably might have netted another citadel. And ooh, yikes! Yeah, don't want to show a lot of broadside to other battleships. And yes, I know, I'm very well aware I was, and this was entirely my own fault. I'm very well aware there, and unfortunately, looks like I lost a little bit of connection. And as we slowly wait for it to come back, oh. See, this is where I'm saying that the slowing down process on the Nelson is quite terrible. I'm actually trying to slow down, but unfortunately I have actually just glided out of the rock formation and am now well within sights of this Warspite. Fortunately, he only does a very minimal amount of damage against me, and there we have just earned Confederate. Now, the secondary guns, I guess we should go ahead and talk about the secondary guns. Yeah, I'm not overly impressed by them. I'm not overly impressed by them at all. I really don't like the fact that they fire armor-piercing rounds. Now, the Warspite secondaries are actually pretty darn good. And, oh no, it looks like he is going for a ram. Is he going for a ram? I think he is. Or not. Actually, I think he believes he might win this battle. So let's actually get turned in. Now, once again, the Warspite secondaries are pretty impressive. And we have just earned high caliber as well. And look at that zombie heal. Getting so much health back. And whenever you are this close, pull back your camera and you can actually aim your, turn your guns just a little bit easier without them getting off track. And he has just lost so much of his own health that he's now in danger of dying, and obviously he does not have the Nelson's heals. So at this point, one good also recommendation whenever dealing with any battleships that are bow in is go for the superstructure. As you can see there, 8K, not too bad, and took out the enemy Warspite. Very nice. And all that's left on the enemy team is a Hiryu, and he should go down very, very shortly. We have done really reasonably well. 174k, earned first blood, Confederate, high caliber. So overall, not a bad game. 174k. Definitely do enjoy that. So the Hiryu's probably going to get hunted down. I don't think I'm in a really spectacular position to get guns to bear, but there we have won the game. So our team earned a victory, and we brought home 515,503. We earned Confederate, Dreadnought, First Blood, and High Caliber. And I will have to say, you can earn Fireproof with the ship. Done it quite a few times because you tend to get a set ablaze against whenever facing against any enemy cruisers. So there's always that, but with that godly heal, you can actually come back to life. It's really fantastic. 174,148 points of damage, 2 kills, 1 citadel. Overall, definitely not the highest kill rate I've had with the Nelson. I will have to say it really came down to the fact of those battleships getting those big hits on them, and then they just go back and repair. But overall, not that bad of a game. So we did around 58k damage against the Warspite, around 61k against the enemy Nagato, and that's really where most of our damage came. But our damage received was 61,726 points of damage, and fires we received 21,812 points of damage. So you can see where the armor piercing shells, and that's where we actually got big hit right there, is 54,829. But the fires, even though you are set ablaze with this godly heal, you can easily repair that, so it's not that big of a deal. Just let it burn. So this is going to be it for this episode of World of Warships. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijian.